is Mike from Guitar Essentials, and one of the hardest things for a beginner guitarist is how to change chords and how to change chords quickly. It's kind of a pain in the butt to learn how to do chord changes first. So I have 2 tricks for you that can help you to change chords much faster. And it may seem harder at first, but if you practice it enough, you're going to be changing chords faster in no time. So the 2 concepts are a pivot finger and a guide finger. So let's get into this. Let's take your C major chord, like that. And what a pivot finger is, it's a finger that stays on the fretboard when you make a chord change. So I'm going to take a C chord and I'm going to go to an E minor. So the finger that stays is the middle finger stays. So go from C to E minor. There's not always a pivot with every chord change, but the more you practice basic chords like this, chords you're going to use all the time, that's going to help. Now let's go to a G chord. So I'm going to keep my first finger as the pivot and form a G chord with all 4 fingers. So practice that a few times. Go C, E minor, G. And it may be really hard to actually keep that finger down at first. I would practice it a bunch of times with the pivots and then just go for it and see if it makes a change. And do it for a few days. I think you're going to see a lot of good results. Now from G, we're then going to go to D. Keep your 3rd finger down. So that's the chord progression I played in the beginning, going from C, 2 is your pivot, to E minor, then to G, 1st finger is the pivot, then to D, 3rd finger is your pivot. Now when we repeat, there's no pivot, so it is what it is. Just jump right to C. And like I said, it may seem harder at first, but try it a few times, and I think it's going to be very beneficial to your playing. So the next trick or concept is called the guide finger. And so what a guide finger is, it's a finger that stays on the string, but will move a fret or 2 and guides you to the next note or chord. So let's take an E major chord. Now we're going to take off every finger except for our 1st finger. That finger is going to stay down, and we're going to move up 1 fret to the A note, and we're going to form a D chord. So we guided from E major, we guide our finger up 1 fret and form a D chord. Now from there, we're going to go to an A chord. So we're going to keep our 3rd finger on the guitar and move it to the 2nd fret and stack our fingers on top to make an A major chord. Now, if I want to do a chord progression and I want to go back to the E chord, there's no guide, but there's another thing I can talk about, which is called the hop. Take your 1st finger off, hop these 2 fingers up 2 strings, and then put your 1st finger back down on 1st fret, 3rd string. So this chord progression is E, D, A, E. This is actually the chord progression to Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones. Hope you have a lot of fun with that. Stay tuned for more lessons. Please like and subscribe.